Hey guys, welcome to another INFJ ramble. So, really apologize for the shakiness of the camera. And also, if there's like some wind blowing sounds in the background, I have my AC on. So, yeah. Anyhow, today's topic is going to touch on triggers. I was thinking about it. So, I was watching myself over the past week or so, and I've noticed that I have been triggered easily into irritation, triggered easily into anger, and all these nice things that we like to experience, right? All these nice emotions and nice points of view and perception. Yeah, those nice triggered and uncomfortable positions to be in. I was watching myself for a while. After a while you get tired of feeling a certain way and you're just like, okay, well, how do I get out of this? Well, first of all, you have to understand why you're in it in the first place. And you're in it because you're choosing to focus on something, or you're choosing to have something trigger you. And why would you have something trigger you? Well, I think a trigger is a defense mechanism that we experience when we feel like we are under attack. So we have to become defensive. And it goes down to not taking things personally. Easier said than done. I think it's like a daily practice, a habitual thing that you need to really be mindful of and catch yourself in order to, make it second nature. But until then, you're going to be triggered. I get triggered. So what were some of the things that triggered me? It's been really hot lately, like super humid. And so I don't usually get hot. So I guess because I was getting hot, I was getting triggered easily. And then, you go out into the world, onto the road, and you encounter a lot of people that are just doing really silly things that are not in alignment with what you think should, or how you think it should be. And seriously, that's why we have like laws and regulations in place to keep a particular type of people in check. Because if not, they would just go crazy and just cause all kinds of havoc, right? But yeah, little things like people, wasn't even about like people going too fast or too slow, just people not being aware of what they're doing on the road and endangering not only their life, but the lives of the people around them. So that's why I guess it's really important to be really mindful and aware when driving your vehicle. Yeah, I don't care if somebody is tailing me, because I could easily just let them pass me. I don't care if someone's going slow, because that means I just need to probably slow down and just go with the flow and be patient and not really rush to the next destination. And so I don't care about like that stuff. But when people are like crossing line into oncoming traffic, or just not aware of things in general, that kind of triggers me. That kind of ticks me off, just because. And I've noticed what ticks me off the most, and I need to work on it, but I think the first step is recognizing your trigger, right? So what triggers me the most is when I see someone not doing the right thing. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by someone not doing the right thing? When somebody is doing something that is causing harm to themselves or potentially to others, that's when I'm triggered and I get really angry. And I kind of had to sit back and think about this and go like, okay, like, is there anything I can do about it? In some cases, yes. In most cases, no. Like, in some cases, say I am encountering this person directly, I could probably say something. Depending on my relationship to that person, it may or may not, make a difference. Even if I do know the person, it may or may not make a difference. I think just communicating my discomfort or my dis-ease or my discord in itself is a form of release. But in most cases, yeah, it's not really in your control, right? So you're being triggered because you're taking something personally, like a personal attack. So you're getting defensive. It's kind of wasted energy. I don't know. This isn't a well thought through thought. I just feel like a lot of stuff is wasted energy, unless it's like See, look, it's not a well thought through thought, but I feel like triggers are definitely really good messengers for you to wake up to something and see something within yourself that probably needs attention, probably needs you to work on it, probably needs you to understand it so that you can clear it and move forward, move through it and forward. You know what I mean? Because if not, you're just kind of stuck in place. So yeah, I was thinking about it. So, the temperature was triggering me. And I'm like, okay, so what can I do to, kind of move through that trigger? And I was like, okay, well, I can't control the weather. So I could probably take myself to a space that is cooler and cool down, or take a cool bath, and then, yeah, just be proactive towards kind of like figuring out what steps you need to do in order to like return to that place of peace within yourself, but complaining about it and not doing anything isn't really going to do anything, so yeah, if you can't, and you can't change most things, if you can't change it, then you shift yourself. Whether that be your point of view, your perception, shift the environment you're in, shift the company you're with, you shift yourself, If you can't change anything, and I want to say 80 to 90% of the time you can't change it. The only thing you can change is yourself and the way you're seeing the situation, the way you're participating in it, and so forth, I don't know if I'm making sense. But yeah, understand your triggers. And going back to like being triggered by people doing things that are potentially harmful, I may or may not be able to how do I say? I may or may not be able to remedy that. For instance, if somebody is tailing me on the road, I could probably just get out of the way, like pull off on the side or let this person pass me, but getting triggered and angry and frustrated and irritated doesn't really do anything. That's a waste of energy. I guess that's the whole point of this video. Recognize your triggers, understand them, and when you understand them, then you can stop participating in them. And then you can return to that place of peace. And the reason why we get triggered is because we take it personally, or we take it as a personal attack upon ourselves. But when you realize it's not really a personal attack upon ourselves, and we can easily remove our participation from it by shifting our point of view, shifting our perspective, shifting our physical selves, then we can alleviate a lot of unnecessary stress and anger. And we can also cultivate a state of calmness and peace. Yeah, so I've been kind of noticing that, and I've also noticed, like, when you're triggered, you're not in the right state of mind. You know what I mean? So when you are triggered, if you don't nip it in the bud in the moment, it almost becomes infectious or contagious, because you spread that amongst the people in your direct environment. You know what I mean? Like, say I'm in a car right now and I'm really hot and I'm getting triggered by the heat. Say I am traveling with someone else or my partner. I'm probably gonna start complaining about it, and then that energy is just kind of like become a contagion. my partner's going to catch it, and he's probably going to start complaining too, and it's just going to kind of like trickle out into our whole experience, our whole interaction with the external world. So to relieve yourself and relieve other people of this unnecessary exertion of energy, just realize your triggers and stop participating in them and shift yourself. That's it. Thank you for listening to me ramble and rant. But if you learned something cool, if you didn't, that's cool too. Just be aware of your triggers, man, and then shift yourself, shift your point of view, shift your participation in that, you know, because that definitely affects your experience, you know, like what you're experiencing and what you will kind of like, how do I say, what experience you'll impose upon others that you encounter. You know, you want to be peaceful, or you want to like be chaos, or you want to be peaceful in chaos. Anyways, I don't know if I'm making sense anymore. Hey, thanks for watching. Blessings to one and all. Amen.